Hey guys, just letting you know before the video starts, this is an opinion piece. This is my opinion. Obviously, you can agree or disagree, but this is just my opinion. Hi everybody, welcome. It's Lydia Kazawa here, and today Karl Jobst posted a full call with the Completionist. So you can see in the back, this is his Discord. There was a debate on the Discord server whether or not to release it, but in the end, Karl did post it. So there is a portion from the beginning of the call that has been redacted by Karl. Now, I want to address something before we get into the phone call. If you don't know, sometimes what a narcissist does is peacocks themselves into being a much bigger influence on something than they actually were. There is a tweet circling around about the Completionist bragging about money raised for various other charities totaling around 600K to 700K per year. Now, we don't know if this is true or not, because as a narcissist, you might say, I raised funds for blank charity because I bought a 50-50 ticket for one of their events. Though, through a technicality, you could argue that you did indirectly contribute to the larger sum. For example, you might say, oh, I don't know, you're best friends with Shigeru Miyamoto because you were in the same photograph once.
My mother's very proud.
Some are claiming he's been lying about these numbers too, but this currently appears to be a red herring.
A red herring.
While it's entirely possible that he has inflated the numbers, he did participate in other charity events that were not connected to the Open Hand Foundation. The events not connected to the Open Hand Foundation were not part of Karl and Muda's investigation. So that is very, very clear. Now, whether or not the books for those other charities are also correct is a big question mark. It's an unknown that we'll probably never know. Anyway, let's focus on the open hand situation and the full call with Karl posted on his Discord today. It is a lengthy call, and I want everyone to keep in mind I'm going to be giving my personal opinion, but ultimately we don't know the full picture, so we're left to draw our own conclusions. Please don't sue me, I have no money. Anyways, let's get into it, okay? Here it is, you're going to see on my screen, please ignore Luigi giving a super nut. Yeah, welcome to the internet, people. It's a wild, wild west. Okay, so it's in two parts. So this is the first part, and then I think they had technical difficulties, and then just ignore Luigi. And then this is the second part. So just so you guys know, this is the Discord. This is Karl's Discord. It's in the general chat, and it's posted by Karl themselves. So you know, it's not like me making something up or, you know, having a AI voice or anything. This is actually from Karl. So let's get into it.
Like that's just
okay. Hold on. Let's start with this from the beginning. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go.
like that's just a fucked up situation to be in. Yeah. And I don't know, Karl, I don't know what else we can really ask. I think every question.
Yeah, well, I just want to know, like, you said that you don't take care of the books, but you were aware of what were on them. Is that correct?
As far as what, like, expenses go?
Expenses and the fact that the cash was sitting there. Have you been aware of that the entire time?
I did not.
I'm just the face, guys.
No, I was not aware the entire time that the money was not being donated. I was aware that I was reclaiming my costs and the expenses, but we had to make sure, because it's legally speaking, you have to do it, otherwise it's against the law, that it was under a certain amount and that it wasn't too much for, and purely just to, like, you know, buying hot sauces or, you know.
Buying hot sauce. That is so right. What a random expense.
Oh, paying for the dumb shit that we do during the show. Like,
yeah.
The expenses were never more than a certain amount, and it was always, it's like it was less than a couple, like 5% at most of the total earnings, just to reimburse my company if the expenditure was big. We didn't even reclaim it every year, because sometimes, and most of the time, all we're really quote unquote paying for is people's free time, and we're not, and everyone's donating it because it's charity. So
yeah.
You know, that's the...
Okay, so there are some years he didn't reimburse himself at all, even though he said, it's illegal to not reimburse myself. I'm reimbursing myself. What the heck? Okay.
That's the only expense that I know of. It's the only expense that I've ever really seen. And to be above board about it all, like, I've always been like, hey, if the expense is too much, don't fucking worry about it. Like, I'll take care of, I'll hate the loss, because it's, in my mind, it's going to charity anyways. It's all going to a good cause, and I'm not trying to embezzle shit. I'm just trying to do things right.
He uses the word embezzle a lot himself.
Right.
Well, that's just money you're spending from your own, like, that's just a check you're writing personally. There's nothing wrong about that.
So did anyone?
I'm not writing into the foundation. So
Yeah. Did anyone tell
so
you?
You were notified that the money was sitting there the whole time?
What happened?
I knew it was sitting there at a certain point, and that made me proactively go about it. Like,
Do you know when that point was?
I was made aware in 2021 when the money had to.
Oh, so this part we've heard before.
And that's what made me.
When he was made aware.
That's not fucking cool.
That's not
That's
effing
when I
cool.
got personally involved to move it.
Right.
And.
Did
No,
anyone?
not 2021, last year, 2022.
I mean,
anyone
not 2021. I mean 2022. I mean, oh god.
You that the money was going somewhere before then? Were you being misled?
No. No one told me anything. I assumed that it was all going to a charity, and I assumed incorrectly.
Okay, so you still thought it was going to the UCSF.
Whether it's UCSF or a partner that's also on our website, because we don't have any other benefactors currently. Like that's why I was
No
like,
benefactors
they're taking
currently.
care of it, but
Who's taking care of
brought
it?
to my attention. I just knew that conversations were happening between Alzheimer's Association of America, AFTD Foundation, UCSF started a new organization, I think called like Bluefin or Blue Group, which is like supposed to be their 501c part of their organization. So I know I have a paper trail of us talking to other organizations as early as 2020 and 2021 in an attempt to
Paper
pay them
trail.
what they were owed. And most of the
Pay them what they're owed. What's that mean?
conversations we had from some of the bigger orgs like Alzheimer's, they were like, look, if you're not going to pay more than 6 figures or 6+ figures of what they asked for, then you're just going to waste it. So the goal on the back end for my family.
That's a really weird thing for a charity to say. If you're not paying more than 6 figures, you're wasting your money.
That I've been told is like, we're just going to raise a bunch of money and then give it to one org and like make a bigger impact rather than just giving smaller donations that don't move the needle.
I mean, that's fair, but you should probably let your donators know that's your plan.
Yeah.
If that was even a plan. Sometimes I kind of wonder if he just came up with this last minute, but okay, let's keep going.
Like, see, now the thing is, this wouldn't really even have been a story at all had whoever was running your website or your social media channels had just made that an apparent fact,
Yeah, exactly. See, Muda said exactly what I was saying.
But the problem is, like, when you read the comments of some of the people that are donating, they think that money is going right there that year, right?
Yes.
Because that's just what any viewer is going to expect, right? Like, if I ran a charity for, like, the Palestinian, like, Israeli conflict, they would think that if I raised $1 million, like, on demand, or at least shortly after that stream, that money would be immediately connected to, like, an actual charitable organization. And that money wouldn't even touch my accounts. It would just go somewhere else. So that's what I guess people would have reasonably assumed, especially when they read, like, the articles from Dual Shockers where they read the headlines. It's like 80,000, 100,000 raised for dementia research. But if it's just sitting in an account, obviously, I think people are going to be very, very, very angry.
Of course.
If they just see the filings as they are now.
Yes.
Sure. I mean, look.
Sure. What? Would it just explain to you exactly why everyone's angry? He's like, yeah, sure. What? Okay. Come on, man.
I'm not trying to say please don't make videos on me, because that's just what's going to happen. I can't stop you guys from doing your thing.
Okay, so now he's going into, I'm not going to stop you from making videos.
What I do want to do is do the right thing possible, because in my mind, I mean, the most important thing to me right now in all of this is that, one, I'm not trying to dishonor or ruin the legacy of my mother who put me here. The reason why I'm on YouTube and why I'm here is because of the life that she's given me. And the things that I have. You guys there? Hello?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, my phone just suddenly won't light up.
His phone won't light up. It's probably his brother being like, hang up! What are you, crazy? Why are you on this call? I'm just kidding. Oh, God.
Fuck, my phone is acting like it just died.
I can still hear you.
Your phone is trying to give you legal advice?
Gone.
Getting too hot. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh.
The last thing I want to do is ruin the legacy of my family, of my mom and her memory. Because this is such a personal thing for the last 25 years of my life.
This part, yes, we heard.
I'm not trying to be like, do you guys want money to help me hide this? That's not this at all.
Do you guys want money to help me hide this?
I'm just asking
Oh
from
my.
a humanity perspective of, like, if I am the target of this.
If I am the target, but yeah, you are. But okay, I mean, we touched on this already in my other video.
Business. I'm trying to make video games. I'm trying to get out of content creation so I don't have to worry about YouTube anymore and do better things in the world. And I just know because of my track record of things like G4 exploding, me being friends with John Tron when he was a racist.
When he was a racist, yeah.
You know, I've been a part of like, you know, Pro Jirard. Like,
I've been a part of Pro Jirard.
Pulling one thread of a community thing is going to upheave my entire life in a way that scares the living crap out of me.
Well,
and
just don't.
I don't want
be
to
like
go
that
home tonight and tell everyone, hey, there is a gigantic thing coming to claim my career, and you all have to close down and find somewhere else to do. I know this is shitty me to say this. I'm not trying to ask for sympathy or anything. But this kind of stuff. I mean, I've been following your guys' stuff for years. The stuff with Billy Mitchell, Karl, the stuff that you've done Muto with tons of content creators over the years. Like, there's no nuance to this. People are going to see this, and they're going to really go, that Jirard guy who's been nice to a bunch of people actually isn't very nice overall. Let's get rid of him. And
yikes.
That's the thing that I'm terrified the most, because I don't have the power or opportunity for that. That's not in my control. I've got nothing in my pockets to do.
It is in your control.
Do that. I have nothing. And so that's...
What does that mean? You have nothing. What does that mean?
Just where my head's at. I just want to be able to create content and do good in the world. And
I thought you didn't want to create content anymore.
This is just going to... It's... Even if I survive this somehow, even if this is like... People are like, well, whatever. That's how it is. It's gonna take the passion out of what I do. I'm
gonna be less passionate about what I do because people think I'm a mean guy.
People aren't gonna trust me ever again.
Nope.
I'm not gonna trust myself ever again, and I'm just gonna walk away from all this. Like I just, this is like me being like, great, so I'm out. Not just of content creation or being an online personality. I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna disappear and start over and never talk to anyone ever again. And that's like,
I'm gonna not talk to anybody ever again.
That's the spiraling that I've been dealing with the last 3 days of talking to therapists and doctors and figuring this whole.
Why are you talking to therapists and doctors? Talk to the foundation who needs money. What are you, nuts? Why did you agree to this call? What?
Whole thing out because I knew this was coming a couple of days ago because of the email, and I'm like, well.
Nope, I think you succeed.
Okay. I thought that was me. Okay, so it sounds like he dropped out of the call now.
This is heavy.
Wow. Poor Karl and Muna are going, that's heavy, man.
I mean, my personal belief is I really do feel like this is the internal civil war. I mean, he says, what can I do to make it right? Honestly, the thing he can really do is just send that money to an actual organization in its entirety. I think $600,000 plus is enough money to make an actual difference, right?
Muda's right.
It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
Oh!
It doesn't matter if you can make a difference or not.
Oh, Karl! Wow, Karl's like, it doesn't matter at this point. Yeah, you know what? I mean, yeah, Karl's kind of right. Even though he's laying the smack down, he's kind of right.
He asks people for money.
Yep.
That has to go somewhere. It doesn't matter what he does. That's a red herring.
Oh, see, he says red herring too. It is a red herring.
Yeah,
but the money has to go somewhere. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, he's right.
Saying that I didn't want to give it here or there.
This wasn't even such a personal thing. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to see, like, oh man, Muda has more heart than Karl. You would think that it'd be the other way around, but that's cool. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the story is the story, right? Like, fuck, what's gonna...
Yep.
That's just unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. He's right.
I mean...
Do you believe when he says that him and his dad are having this thing with each other? Because...
Oh, this is interesting. I guess this was part of the first part of the phone call. Do you believe that him and his dad are having this thing? I mean, that's something I kind of assumed, right? Because when you think of like the dad, right? The dad is like a business owner who owns 3 big gas stations in Hollywood. For him, probably 600,000 is just like a sneeze. You know what I mean? He's like, whatever. That's not even any money. You know what I mean? But like to the everyday person, 600,000 is a lot, right? So So yeah, so internal fighting with the family. Okay, let's keep going.
I kind of believe it in the sense that he knows that this could have blowed back on him, and he is the face of this organization.
He is the face.
His family, right?
Yeah.
Or do you think it's like he's just trying to throw his dad under the bus and?
But even in 2023, he was.
Is he trying to throw his dad under the bus? I mean, we really, honestly, you know what? We don't know. We don't know what their family situation's like. We can only just kind of make a guess. We can make an assumption, but we really don't know.
Saying that they're working with Alzheimer's organization, UCSF. You know, like doesn't appear to be that way when he's talking about it in Indieland recently. It seems like he was just saying that they're supporting all these. If he's upset that they weren't supporting these people, why is he publicly saying that they are supporting them? Like, it's just like completely the opposite.
Yep, he's right. You're right, Karl. That's right.
Yeah.
Like he was just lying because he's saying that he knew that it was just sitting there, and then publicly saying that they are supporting these places. So he's admitted that he was lying, and it was not ignorance.
Yep, that's right. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, poor Muda. Muda's just like dying. He's like,
more than enough, to be honest. I think that's pretty.
We have more than enough.
He comes back, just to.
Oh, this has been some time.
A couple minutes for it, I guess.
Wow.
But, I mean, he genuine, like, at the end of the day, I don't know what he expected, to be honest. It's like, I can't personally be guilted into not covering the story now, and I don't think anybody would.
Wow, I can't personally be guilted to not covering the story. Good for you. That's good. That's
right?
Good.
Like, it's kind of like if Logan Paul sat down with you and told you, like, hey, please don't do this. I'm like, that's the story as it is.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's right.
It's just like the thing is like if this was some fucking financial scam, it'd be a lot easier because it'd be nothing to do it. But I do feel bad because this was founded in like his mom's name. But
that's what the narcissist does. They want you to care about them.
That's not you know, it's that just makes it worse.
Yeah,
you know, it just makes it their actions worse. It's not like I gotta feel bad for. I mean, I feel bad for the employees and the people that helped with Indieland.
Yeah.
Weren't involved with Open Hand, you know?
Yeah.
Who have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
People who think they're doing something good and they're like invested in it. I don't feel bad for him because he.
The story for this is like, obviously if you got employees working for you and people, it's like they don't know that they were inadvertently the faces of this organization, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, and I mean, I'll make a parallel in my video. I'm like, you know, it's kind of like crypto scams themselves, right? Like when you're the influencer in the face of an operation, it's like what happens with the actual operation, they never get hit the most. It's the people that are the faces, right? So in this case, it's
true.
Jirard and like the people that work for him are the ones that have the egg on their face. So it's like, what do you do from here, right? Like, you donate that money and try to alleviate the situation, sure, but like, this makes me personally question a lot of other YouTuber charities, right?
Whoa.
Because here's the thing, the IRS didn't catch this. Nobody else caught this. Whistleblower, me, had to sit down and we figured this whole thing out in like a week.
Sounds like a doop. Sounds like someone's coming back in.
To get kind of snarky responses from the organization. Hey. Yeah, you disconnected for a little bit. Your phone? Oh, I think he's still trying to sync up with us.
Oof. Oh my. I mean, I can understand, you know, this is pretty much a 2-on-1 call.
I think it's still trying to connect.
But still trying to connect. Come on, man. You're leaving us in suspense here. There we go. Maybe? Nope. Okay, that's the end of that call. So now we're going to scroll down. Pardon Luigi. Okay, so, and this is part 2. Jirard comes back. Oh God, here we go.
Yeah.
There he is.
So I think he's DC'd.
He DC'd. He DC'd, bro. Okay.
Again,
oh no.
Just to recap with our.
Now Muda's echoing.
I'm gonna just don't. Are we gonna just
hold on
this call then, or what? I did want to ask one thing, but
Karl's like, I have one thing. Let's go.
A bad question to ask if Jirard can't respond immediately, you know?
Uh-huh.
I think the way that I'll portray this...
The reason why this is a bigger problem than it otherwise may have been is because...
conflict. They would think that
Jirard, when you were on Indie Land, even recently, you were saying that you were...
Whoa, now there's like 3 voices. This is... I don't even know what the heck's going on.
Giving money to people. You were giving money to UCSF, AFTD, and Alzheimer's Association. And I just wasn't sure why you were saying those things publicly if you knew that the money was not being sent anywhere.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Okay, all 3 of them. Oh, they sound wonderful. Thank goodness. I wonder why they would have included that part, but okay.
To answer your question, Karl, I don't have an answer. You know?
Oh, okay.
I think that's my fuck up.
Definitely.
I have personally donated to AFTD and Alzheimer's Association over the years, and that's where, again, I assume that...
You personally donated, so therefore your charity has donated? That doesn't make sense. Okay.
The money was going there to support them as we were talking negotiations about working with them. I don't really have a true answer for that. And that's on me completely, and I will own up to that. But, you know, again, it doesn't fucking matter. You guys are going to say what you're going to say.
Wow.
You can't stop it.
Whoa. Grouchy much.
The important thing is that all the money is still in the account. None of it's spent erroneously. It's all above board. Like it's not hiding in a Cayman account or anything like that. And that's the thing about 501c is that, like, if I did any of that, the minute I did any malpractice of that nature, literally the government would be like, hey, we're coming after you. And
we know that that's not true because that would have happened already.
That's, you know, at least legally speaking, everything's above board. And I understand that the question isn't so much legality and so much more about morality. And, you know, me advertising this event and showing people sponsors and all that stuff. I totally get it. And, you know, I don't know how much you guys heard of me before my phone died. And I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk. But, you know, I'm at your guys.
I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk. You didn't say anything.
I'm at your guys' mercy as to what to do.
I'm at your mercy as to what to do. Oh, God. This is just groveling at this point.
What would you rather have me do in the public space right now?
Wow.
To do right by you guys, because that's all I want to do is do the right thing. And
what can I do to be right by you two YouTubers? Dude, just donate.
And I'm gonna have ramifications no matter what way I turn it.
Yes.
I just want to be able to.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have ramifications, but like, had you have done it in a way that was like, you know, like one of those like YouTube videos where you're like, guys, I screwed up. This totally my bad. I thought things were going one way and they weren't. Or you can say, the thing about donating big sums of money is that sometimes things can go this way, but I really wanted things to go, and I'm sorry for not being upfront. That was on me. Like if you did that, or like, you know, like, hey guys, you know, the 600,000 I donated, but to make things right, I'm also donating from my personal funds this amount of money, just, you know, to be like, oh man, I'm sorry, that was a big goof up. Or, you know, hey guys, I'm gonna be volunteering at the dementia ward at my local hospital, just because I know what I did was wrong, and I really want to make right by you guys. So please, you know, don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. You know, like something like that. But just like, I don't know, like what he did was like the worst thing. He made a I'm gonna lawyer up video when we were puffing out and he was, I'm not gonna have my name dragged. He's like, you dragged your own name, you did this. But okay, anyways, just there's so many things he could have done. I mean, I guess hindsight's 20/20, but at the same time, it's like, come on, like what were you expecting? Okay, let's keep going.
To handle this appropriately and move forward.
Honestly, for me, it was just be like, so again, just to recap everything.
Okay. So Muda's like, here's my suggestion on what you should do.
So far, you guys have been running the Open Hand Foundation. It is your guys' 501c. In Indie Land. You moved money from your Indie Land yearly into this account. And you believe that for a while the money was being donated.
And
to
clarify, to clarify,
Please do not interrupt Muda. Muda's giving you the out. He's giving you the out.
I did not take any. Me and my team did not touch any of the money personally through IndieLand. It was all connected through the appropriate Tiltify and all the 501c orgs that are on Tiltify. So it's not like I was moving money to wash things by any means. Just to clarify that.
Okay.
We are officially through Tiltify and through the above board right means. I did not move anything, any money for.
I think Jirard is completely missing the point of what Muda said. I don't know if that is intentional misunderstanding, but okay.
For that, just because the way you said that made it seem like I was moving money into accounts, and that's
okay. That is such a nitpick. Come on, man.
It's not what I did.
You know what he means.
My clarification. Go ahead.
I guess on that topic, I mean.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Karl's like, on that topic, here's another question for you.
But Openhand was paying expenses on behalf of IndieLand, correct?
Sorry, what was that?
So IndieLand is a separate thing from Openhand.
Yeah.
But were you saying that Openhand was paying expenses for IndieLand, though?
Yes.
Only some years and no more than a couple $1,000s depending on the year. If it was too much money, just to make it right, because really do that especially when you have no operating expenses. I'd only reimburse myself, and I did it appropriately through the open hand when applicable, but not every year and no more than a couple $1,000s maximum. But it wasn't like a safe haven of like moving money and spending money on purpose, because that all goes against.
Okay. But Openhand and IndieLand they have to be the same entity in a way. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an expense of Openhand to pay for IndieLand if they weren't
somehow related. Yeah. Karl's right. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Sorry, could you ask the question?
Yeah.
This is so awkward when there's like technical difficulties. You're like, this is so weird. Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, so
can you ask the question again so I can have more time to clarify my response?
Openhand and IndieLand are connected because
right, in some way.
No, because Openhand is paying for IndieLand. Otherwise, IndieLand, if it was a separate entity, IndieLand would be paying for itself. Not Openhand.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, he's right.
Correct, but not every year. Not every year does IndieLand get paid for by Openhand. It comes from me and IndieLand is not its own organization. The company that I founded for the Completionist is the company that puts on IndieLand and all of our.
Okay, so so Jirard's channel company is that one video gamer. So I think that's what he means when he says my company.
Charity events, and typically speaking, we don't reimburse ourselves unless it's paramount to how much money we spent. But it's never been more than a couple grand, and it's not been every year. It's only been a handful of years.
Okay. So I think Jirard is now confusing himself. So I think what he meant to say was when he does the IndieLand fundraisers, he reimburses himself from the donations and then the rest goes to Openhand. I think that's what he meant to say, but it's very confusing here.
All right. I guess to really come down to it, the reason your reasoning for the money or at least companies or organizations' reasoning for the money being in the account that wasn't really distributed to these charities year after year is because of the fact that some of these organizations told you that if you donated too insignificant of an amount instead of a large amount, it would not do as much good.
Correct. That was what was conveyed to me multiple times from multiple organizations.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, this is just me like bringing it up from the record. It's like some of these organizations, like the Alzheimer's Foundation, right?
Yeah.
So
Alzheimer's, it's an association of Alzheimer's, I believe, is what it's called.
Association of Alzheimer's. So again,
you don't even know what it's called. You don't even know where you're donating. Sus.
It almost like the way that you make it sound is like it's almost like if I went to their websites and donated $20, they would kind of tell me, "Hey, donate more because it's just going to go to administrative fees," right? Like that's it makes it hard to kind of believe that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us, it's like when you say that you've been in talks with these organizations.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like in talks? Is it like a long-term partnership?
Yeah. What does in talks mean? I'd love to know. I feel like you just sent an email.
Written them a check right there and then for this specific year, and then year after year, like the money comes in and out.
Yeah, the idea was we wanted to donate the money to an organization so that they could send a representative or someone from their organization to come forward and talk about all the good that we've done working with them.
We need someone to fly out so we can give somebody the big check.
And making them like the new benefactor that we've been looking for, or multiple benefactors, depending on the amount of money that was donated.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So as of now, the money, as far as your understanding, that $660,000 roughly, is still sitting in your like that charity account, waiting for a benefactor at the right time.
I mean, as of this week, we've been having conversations about moving it as early as today or tomorrow, just because the pressure I got from you guys, if I'm being quite honest.
I'm gonna move the money because I'm getting pressure from you guys. Thanks a lot.
Not that I was trying to save face, but like
you literally are trying to save face. That's why you're having this phone call.
A private fight that I've been dealing with for months with my family, and I
This is a private fight I've been dealing for months with my family.
Even told my family, hey, this is the last Indie Land I'm ever going to do, because this is the 10th year anniversary of my mom's passing, and when I kind of found all this information out, I was very unhappy with what things were going, and you know, the ramifications of this are going to be massive for everything I've ever done in the space. And
well, have you read the response that Jacques gave?
Oh,
which one?
Oh,
well, both. Have you read?
One or the second one?
Have you read any of them?
I read the first one, but I've not been around today.
Okay.
See the second one.
Because he said that
I think Jacques is the brother. I think
what Open Hand was doing was ethical, and they haven't done anything wrong, etc. So it's kind of conflicting, definitely conflicting opinions on whether or not what was going on was, you know, appropriate or not.
Well, I think the ethicalness of it is talking about the government and the laws and how the organization on paper is. Like, never, again, no one has ever gotten paid any kind of personal expense or salary, or like there's no tax front. There's no one doing anything erroneous. We're not shifting money and hiding it from people. It's all, every dollar's been accounted for and it's there. And
yeah, well, no one insinuated. No one's insinuating
this. Only you are, dude.
Personally, I didn't insinuate that. We were just asking why the money wasn't donated. It wasn't.
Yeah, because if that was a reality, the public filings would have just showcased that you guys would have worked more than 0 hours and you would have charged money to yourselves. So nobody should logically be making that specific claim. It's just the idea of ethicality when year after year you can run events and you know, you get the article that say we raised $80,000 for dementia research, and the audience is led to believe that money is going somewhere when in reality it's just sitting in an account. And as of today, right now in this call, no one has been the beneficiary, at least in some quantitative capacity.
That's right.
That's really where the idea of charity fraud comes into, because what we received in the second response privately, if that was public knowledge, like when people were donating at the time, this wouldn't even be an issue, right?
Right,
like we wouldn't talk about this, we wouldn't have this discussion.
Yeah.
But now that it's, you know, you can look through public filings and, you know, you can see the story by yourself, it becomes a different situation.
The financial story.
Yeah. Well, what? I'm not trying to ask for forgiveness. I'm not trying to hide this, but what?
I'm not trying to ask for forgiveness, and I'm not trying to hide this. Are you sure about that?
What would you guys like me to do? Because
what would you like me to do?
I want to do right by everyone involved.
Hey, Muda was about to give you an exit plan, and you cut him off, so...
On my side, and I want to absolve myself of this as best I can, and I know I can't. And, you know, you guys are some of the biggest creators in the space. You guys will, whatever you guys will say, this is going to follow me for the rest of my life. And I just want to be able to to do right by you guys and by the community and by my family at this point. And I just want,
I feel like you guys, the community, and my family are all on different pages. I don't think you're gonna make right by anybody.
Like, I literally am about to like donate all this money today, and
please do.
Earlier this week and the week before, and I've just been sitting here crippled trying to figure out the best way to handle this, because I felt like if I donated the money the minute you guys emailed me, it'd be a situation of, well, he's trying to hide it and he's admitting guilt by doing that. And I never felt that way, but I understand completely that you guys could easily argue that, and it would just make me look more like a scumbag. And I just want to, I want to do right by you guys and what you think. When you guys got the email and I said, please tell us about Benefactors, that was genuine, because
But like, why should they have to tell you which benefactor? Like, this is your thing. Dementia's your thing. You do the research.
I haven't found a benefactor that I'm completely happy with, and I want to make sure that this money goes to a good cause in honor of my mom, and I'm upset that the conversations I've had haven't gone the way that I wanted. And I'm willing at this point to just donate the money to whoever. I want it to go in the right spot. I don't want it to go to some doctor's salary or some.
But who do you think is doing the research? I don't know. The doctor? And why does a doctor work? I don't know. To get paid? So I mean, like, that's stupid logic. What do you want? Where's the money gonna go? Obviously, it's gonna go to the person who's researching.
Expense bill for a massive organization. It's not gonna do anything for. So I guess what I'm asking.
I think if you paid a doctor and he solved dementia, I think you'd be pretty happy about that.
You guys is, what do you want me to do as soon as possible? If it's like, hey Jirard, we want you to shut up and take the L so we can make content.
Shut up and take the L so we can make content. Yeah. That's the advice they're gonna give.
That's fine. If that's what you guys think is the way to go, to call it.
Man, Jirard's so aggressive. He's so grouchy.
A scam, sure, but I'm not trying to scam anyone. I would never try and scam in honor of my mom. Like, this is, I would not be outward facing knowing that I can get raked through the coals for this, when I know and say every year we're a 501c3 organization where everything is public. You know what I mean? Like, it's contradictory for me to be like, it's going to a good cause, but also I'm tax evading or embezzling or whatever it may be. So
no one's suggesting that.
No.
That Karl said no one is suggesting that. Like, he just keeps saying embezzling. It's like, Jirard, you're the one who's saying embezzling. That's sussy, man.
Oh, there's no tax evasion. Nobody's, again.
Tax evasion and embezzlement. And then both Karl and Muda are like, no one's accusing you of that.
And like, looking through the 501c like filings, no one could say in a million years that what you were doing is indicative. Hold on, let me just actually delete something off of the system here. According to the filings, nobody could say that you were moving money. Like I said, nobody was being charged or billed hours, so you're kind of like, in my opinion, that's not even a point to be talking about.
See, like, he's trying to distract Karl and Muda from the main point. So it's like, no one's saying that, dude. No one's saying that, Jirard.
Apply in the situation. The only thing, and I feel like that you should do that could make the situation better, is that.
See, like, Muda's so nice. He's like, this is what you do to make the situation better.
$660,000 that's currently sitting, that should, instead of being earmarked like we were told by a member of the organization, they should actually be going to a beneficiary, because at the end of the day, $660,000 is going to make a difference, right? And it should have made a difference in the last several years as this foundation was operating and receiving these grants. And that's really what you can do. It's like, there's no shame in realizing that things got fucking wild behind the scenes, but the only way to make it right is not to let the money sit there anymore and to actually, I guess, let it do work. But
absolutely,
I don't know, like, it's I think the deception angle, because it is in a way a deceptive angle for the last several years that this has been happening, right? And it's it was going to have to come out at some point when somebody was going to look into the filings, right? It could have been us, it could have been Coffee, it could have been anybody, and it's just how the situation has unfolded.
He's right. He's like, this would have come out eventually, so
What about you, Karl? What are your thoughts?
What about you, Karl? Whatever, Muda. What about you, Karl?
I don't know because it's a tough situation.
Uh-huh.
I honestly don't have a good answer.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's fair.
The
that's
question
fair.
there's two questions here. One is more important. The more important question is what morally should be done.
Yep.
Which is just the money donated.
Yeah, he's right. Karl's right.
And then because I mean that's what you've been that's what you've been saying. That's what this is all about, you know.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you said you were going to do something.
And you didn't.
That hasn't been done, so it must be done.
Yes.
And then as far as how to come out of this in the best way possible publicly, I don't know.
Even Karl's like, man, I don't know. I don't know how you're gonna come out of this publicly, man. I have no clue. I have no solutions for you. Ya boned.
Yeah, I just don't know. That's gonna have to be like between you and the community, but I think no.
I mean, that's very good. Yeah, Muda's right. That's between you and the community. Yeah, it's not like Karl and Muda can speak on behalf of everyone who's been sorry, as Jirard put it, felt like they've been ripped off. Like it's your own community. They're gonna turn on you, dude.
Nobody should. And listen, at the end of the day, I don't like. You're not, and I'm gonna say like it is, like you're not like the people that I usually look into the space like Logan Paul. So I am coming at this from an incredibly sympathetic angle. I'm not doing this to.
You can tell, yeah, you can tell that Muda is very incredibly sympathetic. You're right.
Rake anything over the coals. It's just a matter of the fact, like this is one of.
I feel like Muda is more like shook up about this than Karl is. Poor Muda.
Those situations when I looked at it, I was very flabbergasted. And I think looking into this situation, what really fucks with me personally the most is now I'm going to question a lot of other YouTuber charities, a lot of other YouTuber events, because when I'm like, when we're receiving letters from the organization, the Open Hand Foundation, really anyone that says, hey, we're a 501c charity, we have to follow U.S. federal law, everything, that's great, but what we just witnessed here is, you know, a charity operating, making these claims, saying that you're working with people, when in reality the money is just kind of sitting there. It's going to make me question almost every YouTuber charity that I've ever donated to or worked with. I think that hurts. That's the thing that fucks with me the most, more than just this story, right?
Yeah, he's right. Makes you question everything. Is anything real anymore? Like, is anyone actually who they say they are? Is money going where I think they're going? I mean, like, obviously you can mitigate this by just being like, hey, I'm running like a charity fundraiser, and here's the link directly to the charity. Like, that's the only way that you can be like, okay, I know that it's going directly there. There's no middleman situation. Yeah, wow. I mean, it's kind of like this was more bombshell than just affecting Jirard's life. It's more like it makes you question everyone now.
Yeah.
That's sad. And if it wasn't Jirard, it would have been someone else. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the internet is a wonderful, wild place full of funnies and stuff like that, but it's also can be full of like people who are like dishonest and mean and kind of sometimes makes you question humanity. But yeah, so yeah, I can definitely see where Mood is coming from.
But yeah, I guess that's really all that can be said. You know, at least that's all I have to say. Karl, if you want to say anything else.
No, I definitely feel for you though. You know, I'm
for sure. I mean,
even Karl's like, yeah, I feel for you, dude. It's like, I don't know, this is part of Jirard's thing. He just, you know, he's just a nice guy and you have to feel bad for him. But this is it all an act? Is it fake? Is he real? What is it?
A big civil thing.
Yeah. It's obviously not a good situation. But
I take it that you guys are dead set on making pieces about this.
Whoa! I take it that you guys are dead set making pieces on this then. So, oh no, Jirard, your guild trip didn't work.
I mean, I'm definitely covering this.
Muda's like, yeah, I gotta cover this.
I know Karl is, and if Karl is, I am as well too. It's kind of a two.
If Karl is, then I am too. Yeah.
We both were working on this, so it's really just contingent on one or the other.
Oh, we're both working on this, so it's contingent on one or the other. Karl, what do you think? You're going downtown.
All right.
Is Karl dead? Carl's not answering. Carl's just like.
I guess that's it.
Oh, Jirard's like, well, I guess that's it.
Guess that's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote. Jeez. Oh,
right,
no. Jirard was hoping that they'd be like, no, man, we love you. We're not going to say anything. And I guess the sob story didn't work. Oh, jeez.
I appreciate your guys' patience and understanding. You know,
This sounds like a defeated man who's about to tear up.
not much I can really do here, so.
Not much I can do here. Jirard, you can say your plan. Say your plan of action. Say, hey, I know this looks bad, but I'm going to donate all the money to this place on this time. I'm going to be doing some volunteer work, and I'm also going to be giving some of my own money. I think that's the best plan moving forward. I understand you guys have to do your job, and you know what? That's fine. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and I'm going to move forward with what I think is the best course of action. And I, again, thank you so much for letting me talk to you guys today, because I'd rather you guys talk to me than make your own assumptions. Like, they're Jirard. You know what's a good guy supposed to be like. Come on, man. Oh, this boo-hoo. What's this boo-hoo-ness? Oh, my God.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah,
appreciate you talking.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming.
Like Karl and Muda shouldn't have to be like, we appreciate your time. Jirard should have to be like, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming to talk to me. Thank you for keeping me accountable. Like, come on.
And here being forthcoming. I know that obviously you've been in talks with lawyers and everything. And again, as far as off the record stuff is, I'm going to obviously keep, any mention of you and, your disagreements with your dad really out of it, because I know that.
I'm keeping the disagreements with you and your dad out of this. Whoa, man. Okay. So my mistake. I thought that the whole call wasn't sent out because of the mother situation, but it's actually the dad situation. Oh man, what? Well, like I said earlier, we have to come to our own conclusions. What do you think is happening? Oh goodness.
That's a very private, personal matter, and that's
a very private and personal matter. Why would you share that with Muda and Karl? Oh.
That's not even germane to the entire video. Period. We just obviously we're gonna look into it. And I think listen. Completely off the record over here, I think the best thing that can happen now is like
completely off the record, even though Karl released the call. Oh no, what's Muda gonna say?
Obviously make these donations, and that's really what it comes down to,
Yeah,
like
make the donation.
You've been having these arguments behind the scenes. Maybe the best way is to say, listen, this wasn't the most ethical way to really handle this situation. And you should have been upfront about it years ago. But
I agree.
The money hasn't disappeared, right?
No.
And this is, in my opinion,
Absolutely
like if the money hasn't gone to like Lamborghinis or a mansion or some stupid shit, then it can still go to the right places and do the right thing. And that's all that matters, right? That's all anybody wants to see.
Yes.
If this was a situation where $660,000 went to like a fucking like epic video game collection, then I would fucking be incredibly pissed.
Right.
Like, I would be so fucking scathing that it would be absolutely out of character for me.
Yes.
But if the money is there in the accounts, then it should just be donated to the right charities.
Yep, Muda's right.
Finding a beneficiary as early as even like next week is probably what you and that team should be doing.
Yes.
And I'm not saying the Open Hand Foundation has to shut down. I think going year after year, if you're going to go down this road, then writing a check to these companies, whether or not that money is a big enough amount, because like looking at these filings, you're making tens of thousands up to like 6 figures.
Yeah.
That's enough to make differences.
Yeah.
And if you're going to tell people that you're donating to these charities, then you should just make that happen year after year. That's all that I think should be done. And I think you do have a way out of it, right? Like, again, the money wasn't misappropriated.
Yeah. You know what? Man, Muda is so positive. He's like, you have a way out of this. Donate the money. That's your way out, dude. Like, Muda is way more positive than Karl. Karl's just like, I'm gonna eat you up and spit you out.
Relying on you, right?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I think it has to go to where you said it was going to go.
Yeah.
Ultimately. I think it'd be worse if you didn't give it to the organizations that you've already named, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you think that they aren't the best, unfortunately, you said it was going to go there.
Yeah.
If you don't send it there, you've just been lying.
Yeah.
So
Carl's
it just has to
right.
go to where you said it was going to go.
Carl's right.
That's where people believed it was going when they donated.
Yes, that's right.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. What? Jirard, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
I mean, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, it's just listen. Like the money's there. You just give it to the people that you said that your organization was giving it to, and
But that means I gotta give up the money.
that's the end of that. That's like, I think that is like.
Oh my god.
And Karl, feel free to disagree with me. I think that absolutely puts you in a very good position in front of the rest of the world. It's not like you're fucking Logan Paul where you took $1 million of crypto zoo and you're not giving it back.
Poor Logan Paul is getting raked. Logan's not even part of this. He's getting raked.
That money hasn't even disappeared. It's still there. The right thing can be done. So it's just a matter of going past the structure and the mismanagement of that organization.
Yep.
And just doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Putting the foot down and that's it. Because you're the face of this organization. And I definitely think if you push hard, no matter what issues are in this organization or what you've talked to with these companies, you can still donate that amount of money.
Yep.
And I don't think all will be right. People will be helped, You'll be furthering a very noble cause.
Yeah.
In your mother's memory. And I think that's the most important thing.
And I would
Muda's so lovely. Isn't Muda just lovely? Yeah. That's sweet.
I was just gonna say, I mean, obviously, I don't like playing dumb.
I don't like playing dumb. Yeah, Karl is definitely not a dumb
I
person.
don't particularly like
Definitely
the comments that Jacques made saying that obviously you know something's wrong. And obviously Openhand knows something's wrong because, as you said, you've been in meetings, you've been in contact with lawyers, etc. So obviously there's a problem.
Yes.
But then Jacques is trying to tell me that, no, everything's ethical, everything's legal, we've done nothing wrong, etc., etc. When obviously no reasonable person would think that's the case.
Yeah.
So just maybe consider, you probably are anyway, but just, I don't know, just say, if you're going to make another...
Consider firing Jacques.
comment, make it more honest,
Yep. That's fair.
Sure.
At least from the
I mean,
from Openhand, like from Openhand.
No,
official.
you've been great. Like this is a great conversation with you. A lot like these conversations, I'll be honest, are so tough to have with anybody. Just because like, again, that's like I'm not here to make allegations that I think are unfounded. So I'm not.
Man, Muda's so nice. I know this is a tough conversation to have.
Blaming you for like fucking tax defrauding or like embezzlement or like laundering cash. Because if I wanted to prove that, I could have already proven it and confronted you. We're just looking at a situation of legitimate, like one could construe this as a charity fraud situation, right? Like money was supposed to go, didn't go somewhere. But best case scenario, things can be redone, and things can be amended.
Yeah, man, this is very much like Muda is good cop and Karl is bad cop, eh? Like, you got the friendly guy who's like, yeah, you can come back from this, dude. It's okay. And Karl's just like, mm-mm.
So that's really all it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
The public wants honesty, I think the public's pretty smart.
Yeah.
So
Karl's right.
if Openhand, if I just gave them these comments from Openhand, the public is not going to like that at all.
No.
Nope. It's just not reasonable. So.
But then Karl eventually does.
Definitely, going forward, Openhand or whoever talks publicly should be just completely straight up.
Yep.
How they feel.
That would be nice. But that's not what they did.
But anyways, honestly, that's all I can say. Go ahead.
Come on, Jirard.
Do you guys think the comments we made to you made you to believe that we were hiding the money?
Yes.
No, to me it was just like the money was there in the account, but
You were just doing corporate speak, and people didn't like that.
there was just no beneficiary. So when we watched the Indie Land, streams back to back, right, all of them, and we hear that the money is going to Foundation A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And you know, Jacques is telling us, no, we're still looking for people. That's a fraudulent statement. That's the issue
Sussy.
we have.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Mood is right.
Yeah.
Jirard, why are you so sad about this? You have the money.
And just to be clear too, Indieland is the only thing that I'm a part of. Any other fundraiser, whether it be private or public within the open hand, I have nothing to do with.
Interesting. I have nothing to do with, but then, you know, that tweet from, okay, let's keep going.
Just to be clear, because like Indieland didn't really start making any large amounts until like 2 or 3 years ago in the way of making an impact. So like, when you see the 655, that's not just from Indieland. That's from other stuff. So like, I have nothing to do with any of that.
You mean
I have the amount of
you mean the golf stuff?
What Indieland has raised, and that's the amount that I'm going to dictate to donate. It's very close to the total amount, but I just wanted to be clear with you guys, because I'm trying to do the right thing here and not get in trouble as any
Now you're confusing us even more
than I'm going to be.
Do you know what that figure is? Would you like to tell us?
Look,
right,
before
guys,
we end this, I don't think there's a lot of trouble.
I'm just eating a sandwich.
I think if you got the money there, it can be appropriated the right way. Because honestly, the audience, they want to see a good ending to everything.
Of course.
If you were buying Lamborghinis or mansions, like I said, whole different story.
Yeah.
But I think if this money can be appropriated right, this can obviously end in a very good way with people being helped. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only way to move forward, anyways. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no other way to go about it. It just something that has to be done.
Yeah.
And whatever the outcome is,
He's right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jirard.
Thanks, Jirard.
Take care.
Before I let you guys go.
Before I let you guys go, yo, there's $50,000 in an envelope for you. No kidding.
I just want to reiterate. If you could just keep the family stuff to a minimum. This topic, the dementia stuff, it's not that easy. It's never been easy, and it's very personal, and that's why this whole thing has been so difficult.
I'm keeping it to the charity and like the money and why it hasn't moved. I won't personally be mentioning anybody family related and the personal
obviously
hell that you honestly have to go through. That's not.
Yikes.
That's like a fucking no-no for me personally. So yeah, on my end, and I'm sure on Karl's end, that's something that obviously I think we can abide by. That's,
because it has nothing to do with what happened.
It's just an ethics thing for any journalist, really.
Yeah.
I feel like aside from the Billy Mitchell stuff, I'm usually not too, I generally keep it pretty factual, or I don't. I'm not like a drama. I do talk about drama, but I'm like a Keemstar or something. Like I'm
not a Keemstar.
I don't go too hard. I just sort of keep it pretty factual and.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, like, why do you think that would happen? Like, that's so weird. Like, Jirard, what are you thinking?
By much commentary or anything on top of that. So I won't do anything that you'll find completely disrespectful.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
But
I mean, they're still professionals at the end of the day, Karl and Muda.
We're gonna just obviously talk about the story as it is, and it's a tough story, but
poor Muda is like choked up.
I think that's.
Do you guys have a timeline roughly when it's coming out? Just because I want to be able, not to get ahead of it, but I want to be able to like, how much time do I have to force?
How much time do I have before the bomb goes off?
The organization to donate the money and to. Because like this isn't just a matter of like donate the money and be done. Like I'm gonna resign myself of Indieland and dissolve the event and walk away.
I mean, it sounded like he was gonna do that anyway. So like, I don't think this was the thing. But yeah, okay.
From all of it, because this is just gonna. I know the internet's gonna run with this and beat me to the pulp, and I don't want to have anything tying this back to me ever again, and just.
Oh, the internet's gonna pipe. Internet's gonna put me to a pulp, and I don't want anything tying this back to me again. This is gonna follow you forever, dude.
Let's move on, you know?
Like, unless, like, Muda gave you everything you needed, Jirard. Muda said everybody likes a happy ending. Yeah, so, like, just... Why?
If I do Indieland, this year we were talking about Indieland not even being a charity event, but just being a networking event / game jam for developers.
Someone's got a timer on.
Just because the amount of good that the space does. I mean, we're half a charity event and half of an indie game incubator for other people, right? Like, we help developers find publishers, and we've, you know, sometimes I publicly invest in a game if I think it's really great and I want to support them. And there's a lot of great memories and great moments and great things founded out of the positivity of what Indieland's supposed to be. And, you know, I want to keep Indieland going in the sense of that. But after this, I
want to keep Indieland going by not doing Indieland. What?
I just don't think I can do that anymore. And if I do, there's going to be zero charity aspect to it. It'll just be for indie developers specifically.
Just have a link directly to the charity so you're not involved anymore. Like, what's the big deal?
Specifically. But anyways, I didn't know. Is this like a thing I have to worry about tomorrow? Do I have a couple of days? Like, what?
How fast are you guys at editing? Is Jirard's question.
What's the vibe?
What's the vibe, bruh?
Releasing.
I had a plan, but I wasn't.
Same day that you told me, or?
We'll talk about it. I don't know, and I don't want to.
Yeah. You don't want to like put yourself in a corner.
Think about it right now. Because honestly, Jirard, I wasn't even going to talk to you. So I had a plan.
Carl's like, honestly, Jirard, I wasn't going to talk to you. Ooh. Wow.
But now that I've spoken to you, you've told me more of your side, so I gotta have a think about. I gotta change some stuff, you know. I gotta incorporate that and think about what I want to do.
Wow. Oh, that's heavy. That is a heavy phone call.
But
Wow.
Yeah, mine is contingent, obviously, on Karl. So we'll talk about it, but you know, we'll get back, and if we need any other comment or something, then we'll talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you do want to, if you want to write something. If there's any updates on your end, let us know.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know,
that's completely fair.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, and honestly, cool. I really do. I just wanted, before we.
Cool. Jirard, what the hell? What are you doing, Jirard?
In this call, I really do think that because of the circumstances, it's, in my opinion, pretty unethical. But again, the very big silver lining is the money is there.
Yeah.
According to every PP filing that I've seen.
Yeah.
It can all be like done right, you know.
Yeah.
This isn't a situation of actual embezzlement or, you know, money being moved to the fucking Cayman Islands or some cryptocurrency offshore. This is a situation that can be rectified for very positive sakes. But
I agree. I mean, that's totally fair, Muda. I agree.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jirard.
Take care, man. Bye.
Yeah, take it easy.
Wow. What an absolute shit show. Oh my goodness, guys. Wow. That was... Isn't it... okay, I feel like we kind of... Do you get that feeling that, like, you know, like we kind of like read a teenager's diary, like we did something we weren't supposed to do, we were in a conversation we weren't supposed to be in. It kind of feels like that's what that call was like. Very obviously three juggernauts having a chat with each other, and I think it's interesting that, like, I think Muda has like what Jirard's fans have, right? Where they're just like, I really want to believe you, and I really think that you can still do good, right? And then like the other half of the internet is kind of like the Karls and they're just like, no, dude, what you did was wrong, and it's over for you. Wow. I mean, like, yeah, I feel like very emotionally burdened after that phone call. Like, I'm like, oh God, I gotta like have a sit and like figure out what the heck just happened. That was, oh my goodness. So Jirard info dumping on his family's personal situation. That's kind of an odd thing too, right? Because I feel like that could have been. I mean, because okay. We don't know how much of a mastermind Jirard actually is, right? Is he a mastermind enough where he can be like, I'm going to emotionally manipulate these guys. I'm going to tell them a boohoo sad story about my life in the hopes that they don't make a video. But then like when Jirard near the end of the call was like, so you guys are going to do this anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I think maybe that was his intention in being like, if I make it a sad enough case for myself, maybe they'll be nice to me. But it doesn't matter, right? Like like they said, if it wasn't Karl or Muda, it would have been somebody else kind of doing the expose on it, right? Because that's just a lot of money to go missing. I mean, it's not a lot of money to a millionaire, but it's a lot of money to the average person. So, ooh, geez, how much time do I have? Like, come on, like Jirard, you're in the YouTube game. You know how much time editing and stuff takes. Like, I'm gonna go right now. Like, I'm gonna publish right now. But like, obviously, whatever you said Karl had to go back and change his video. Muda was, just chilling and trying to figure out how can I help you out of this? Because like, I mean, I feel like Muda was very generous, like super generous, very kind, but which I was not expecting. But yeah, that was a wild and crazy ride, guys. I can't believe that phone call. I feel very uncomfortable afterwards. It's like a very like, oh man, like I should like we were kind of like a fly on the wall of like a backstage pass situation where it's just like, oh man. I mean, obviously these people are people at the end of the day. Like we're all people at the end of the day. But at the same time, it's just like I think I don't know what Jirard's intentions are. If he thought, is he actually like this dumb, or is he a brilliant mastermind and then like an emotional manipulator, a narcissist? Like, it's hard to know. It's hard to really know for sure. You're just like, is this? I don't even know at this point. I'm very confused, but I'm so glad that Karl released this because like it gives us a little bit more insight onto, like how everything kind of unfolded. And like. And if Jirard's got money for lawyers, he's got money for social media people and be like, hey, let's have a strategy plan on how to get out of this properly without, being too, with being respectful to the community and also being respectful to the Open Hand Foundation and all that stuff. Like, it's just odd. I just think how Jirard went about the whole thing was very odd. And yeah, wow. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of this leaked phone call from Karl? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was there anything that I missed? Let me know in the comments. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. Give me a like and a share. Likes are very important for my channel. It's because of tiny channel exposure, and I need your help to defeat secret phone calls. So like my stuff. If you want to watch me on Twitch, I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/super_dorkalicious. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Love you all. Take care. Mwah. Bye-bye.